Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, wearing white, official weight 130 pounds, professional record 47 victories, including 34 KOs with only 2 defeats. Damas y caballeros, de la zona norte, Tijuana, Mexico, the 3-time world champion, Erik, el terrible and his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing red with flames. Official weight, 129.5 pounds. Professional record, 39 victories, including 30 knockouts, with only 2 defeats and 2 bouts even. From General Santos City, the Philippines, the 3-time champion of the world, Manny. Pacquiao.
All right, gentlemen, we went over the rules in the dressing room. I expect a good, clean fight. Quiero una pelea limpia. Ya le regalan el camerino. Trunks here, this is a little high. Yours a little high too. Punches here are still good. Then we're not pelea limpia. I want a good, clean fight. Remember, guys, I'm fair, but I'm firm. Touch them up.
They say that what happens in Las Vegas stays in Las Vegas. Happily, this one is for everyone, everywhere.
Round 1 begins. Erik Morales says that he watched tapes of Manny Pacquiao's fight with Juan Manuel Marquez last year 8 different times. Let's see if that's properly prepared him for the speed and left-hand power of Pacquiao, which have been devastating and shocking to many opponents in the first round. For his part, Pacquiao's trainer Freddie Roach says he's been too left-hand dominant. To beat Morales, he'll have to use his lead hand, his right hand, more and better. Pacquiao gets in the first little punch of the fight, a quick jab.
Yeah, well, Morales, if he watched the fights with Manuel Marquez, he knows that his best out is to take Pacquiao in that deep water, because he came out and blew Marquez away right away, but Marquez was able to bring himself back into the fight in the late rounds, and that's where Erik is looking to do more than likely.
Clearly, Pacquiao has respect for Morales, whom he has not assaulted as freely and openly as he did Marquez and Barrera in the opening seconds of the fight. And Morales starts out with a right hand to the body that just missed. Pacquiao got that left hand in down the chute, but nowhere near the same shocking power that he demonstrated against Marquez. Pacquiao trying to get to the body. Morales pushes him back. Both fighters focusing on the body early, but now Pacquiao lands his left-hand flank. And again, and the blinding speed of Pacquiao's apparent, and Morales chases him across the ring and says, "Let's fight," and fires a right hand to the body after landing 2 upstairs.
One thing about it, Morales ain't scared and he's here to fight.
Like so many great fighters, if you come close to hurting Erik Morales, he's coming right at you. He wants to come back right away. Another hard left hand, partially blocked, but doing damage anyway. Morales very wary about Pacquiao's left-hand power.
Pacquiao doing some good work to the body, which we haven't always seen him do.
And he lands a right hand upstairs.
He hurt
Morales is hurt.
His body's hurt. He hurt Morales' body. really bad.
So the power is showing up as Morales wobbles away and then turns around and fires a combination to pin Pacquiao back against the ropes. And already in round one, we see the seesaw action that everybody anticipated.
Talk about living up to expectations.
Total in round one, Morales 17 out of 48, Pacquiao 19 out of 83. So Pacquiao throwing more freely, Morales a little bit more self-protective, but nevertheless able to pick his spots and do almost as much damage as Manny did. Another left hand lands for Pacquiao. The speed is still there.
Morales looks like he's virtually conceded that he's in with the quicker fighter and he wants to counterpunch, except when he can get him on the ropes. Now he takes a lead.
And Morales lands upstairs after having focused mostly the body up to that point. Pacquiao holds his hands out as if to say, you can't hurt me. Two hard right-hand jabs for Manny Pacquiao. His promoters and publicists have been trumpeting a weapon called Manila Ice, and it becomes clear that Manila Ice is supposed to be the right hand. Maybe a hook, maybe an uppercut, we'll see. It's the left hand that opponents worry about.
That was a good right-hand body shot by Erik Morales.
And a great right-hand counter upstairs as Pacquiao dropped his hands.
Yeah, if Morales fights this fight like this, he's going to be okay, just has to not get caught with the big punches.
Morales is disciplining himself to keep his activity level down, try to limit Pacquiao's chances, and keep it a boxing match rather than an all-out war.
And that was a big left hand by Pacquiao.
But that was a good right-hand body shot by Morales that drove him back.
The only thing I don't like about Morales here is he's fighting a big guy's pace, and that's a tough pace to fight against Pacquiao, but if he can survive, then he'll be okay because he won't tire as quick as Pacquiao will. Especially if he keeps landing that right to the body like he's doing.
And Morales starting to put the straight right hand into play more often. It becomes apparent early on that part of Morales' strategy is to funnel the straight right hand to the body and look for opportunities to counter upstairs.
And to not get himself in harm's way of Pacquiao's straight left hand.
Take him in the deep water like that. Like
just took a left hand there, and it drove Morales back into the ropes. Good right hand uppercut by Morales. Saw his chance and took it.
Morales is, in a sense, trying to impose his size on Pacquiao.
I think he's doing it too. Good hard right hand by Morales. Pacquiao comes on with the left. And Manny grinning wildly as he goes back to the corner at the end of two. But unlike both Marco Antonio Barrera and Juan Manuel Marquez, Morales has gotten through the storm of the first two rounds without tasting the canvas. to take this guy lightly. How could you take Erik Morales lightly? That's not possible.
Well, what I think he's saying is that you're not supposed to go out here and try to run over him like he's a chump, or you're going to wear yourself out, and he's still going to have energy left.
In round 3, Morales, 23 out of 60. Brilliant tactical round. Pacquiao, 19 out of 84. Morales, 11 out of 33 jabs. Harold, how do you have it so far?
Okay, Jim, 2 rounds to 1, 29-28, Erik Morales. I gave him rounds 2 and 3, Jim. I got to tell you something. If Erik Morales keeps his cool and keeps him on the end of that jab, he seems to be doing very, very well. Beautiful ring generalship. But the minute Manny Pacquiao tears into him, Morales loses everything. He goes totally nuts, and he just starts throwing wildly, and Pacquiao gets the best of him. In any case, 2-1, Morales.
I have it 2-1 for Pacquiao. The third round was a very close round I gave to Pacquiao. But you know, you can't change Morales. He's had a lot of success with the style that he fights in. And this is what he does. He's not going to fight a perfectly disciplined boxer's fight.
Hard left hand by Pacquiao. Morales with a hard right hand coming back. And I think it's clear right now, Manny Pacquiao isn't going to deck Erik Morales with one big shot.
No, he's not, and I'll tell you something else. It's also clear that if Erik Morales continues to go to that with that right hand to the body, it's going to be a long night for Pacquiao.
Now Pacquiao gets more accurate as he pops Morales with short punches from close range.
But he's showing signs of fatigue already, Jim, because he's throwing a lot of punches in this fight already. He's not fighting the pace he wants to fight. Erik is making him fight a different pace, and he's beating that body. That's very smart, like I talked about in the first fight. A professional knows how to go up and down, and that's what Erik's doing right now.
And already some of the sting is out of Pacquiao's punches. You're seeing arm punches. You're seeing him push the left hand from time to time. Erik Morales is taking some of the sap out of Manny Pacquiao.
But Pacquiao is still dangerous. He better not get overconfident here, but all the zap is just about gone. His confidence is being bottled because Erik is doing things to him to humiliate him in front of his crowd.
Well, I think that's an overstatement, Roy. You know, it's a long way to go in the fight. I think in part what's going on here is
you ain't never boxed before. You got to know boxing to know this and see what's happening here. You ever boxed before, you know what I'm talking about. And that is not an overstatement.
We can disagree, Roy, without having to pull rank.
Hard left hand by Pacquiao. Again, Morales takes it pretty well.
I just think that we're being caught up a little bit in the expectations that Pacquiao was going to come out and tear into Morales and do some serious damage. That doesn't mean he's still not doing well.
Yeah, he's doing well. I'm not saying he's not doing well, but I'm saying he's in a bad spot right now for him.
We'll see how it all plays out, and that's a great discussion you guys are having. The only thing I'll say about it is I think Morales won the third round, and I think he won the fourth as well. But both guys did damage in that round.
Beautiful punch.
Jabs through round 4, according to CompuBox. Morales 31 out of 103. Pacquiao's thrown more, 123, but he's only landed 5. Interesting because when we measured their arms from the armpit to the end of the fist, Pacquiao had the longer arms. But it's Morales who's making his jab a factor.
Well, either one of these guys can land a shot that can put the other guy out, like Larry's saying. But Morales is in the best position right now because this is the fight he wants. This is how Marquez came back and did so well against Pacquiao after being almost shut out.
And what Marquez was able to do was sort of use Pacquiao's relentlessness against him.
And that's what Morales watched, and that's what he's trying to do.
Hard left hand by Pacquiao, right down the pipe. But again, Morales is taking these punches well. Better than most previous Pacquiao opponents. Action fight into the 5th.
As long as Pacquiao can keep the fight in the middle of the ring, his quick hands have the advantage.
Definitely. Good left hook by Morales.
Inside. Pacquiao never saw it coming. There's another left hook he didn't see. There's a right uppercut that landed too. Pacquiao's doing some damage. Morales is landing the higher quality shots
and
because he's picking his spots.
Somebody is bleeding.
It's not Morales.
It's Pacquiao who's bleeding from his right eye.
Bad.
Big time. And if that was off a Morales left hook, or maybe a headbutt.
All right, time.
Doctor is going to have to look at Pacquiao.
Yeah. Look at this kid. That's all punch.
It's hit by a punch.
Indeed, Nevada State Athletic Commission Executive Director Mark Ratner holds up the sign that says this cut was caused by a punch. Erik Morales' left hook, well placed inside.
Okay. All right, I gotta get to that corner. All right.
Pacquiao's clientele obviously worried as this takes a long time to evaluate.
I don't understand why this is taking so much time.
I don't understand why the doctor came in the ring. I thought the guy was supposed to go to the corner and the doctor was supposed to operate over the ring rope.
Exactly, instead of stepping all the way into the ring and walking around. That was very unusual.
Dr. Margaret Goodman, who is the chief medical officer here, is not on this fight.
Pacquiao seems a little bit wary and off stride right now. He's not throwing. And Morales once again getting an opportunity to control, but now Pacquiao comes back and lands a combination. Left hook by Morales again. Sent Pacquiao reeling into the ropes.
That jab right there is going to be a big factor for Morales. If he starts jabbing, it's going to be a hard night for Pacquiao.
And Pacquiao stuffs the left hand right into Morales' mouth, and Erik just looks at him. As if to say, I'm a bigger man. You're fighting at 130. Welcome to my neighborhood. The blood encircles Manny Pacquiao's right eye. As we follow Pacquiao to his corner, the cut man is Lenny De Jesus. Freddie Roach has also been known to work with a cut, but it's De Jesus who's going to reach in.
Calm down. Calm down.
Wait. Don't move.
Give me the Vaseline. Vaseline. Give me Vaseline. What it is? Deep breath, son. All right. Deep breath. All right, now here. You gotta take it to this guy, okay? All right, back him up, do a combination. You heard him a couple times.
Right here, we're looking to see what happened. We see Erik throw a left, a right. Bam, that's a headbutt that probably caused
Absolutely.
the butt. And a hook came out, but I think the headbutt is what caused the gash.
It makes all the sense in the world.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the headbutt
It'll
definitely
be
is what caused the
interesting to
gash.
see if the Nevada State Athletic Commission changes their opinion.
I don't think they'll do that, but
drama
Time. All right.
to it.
All right, time in.
All right, let's put the drama in context. First of all, Harold, how do you have it through 6?
Okay, Jim, there's a couple of things I want to go over. 58, 56, 4 rounds to 2, Erik Morales. Number 1, in round 5, you had a long delay while the doctor looked at that cut. A good judge will make a note of what happened early in the round so that he doesn't forget. And early in the round, there's no question that Pacquiao was winning. Okay, that's number 1. Number 2, under the rules of the Association of Boxing Commissions, only the referee can stop the fight. Only the referee can make the decision whether it's a butt or a punch. If Joe Cortez didn't see that butt, it's a punch. If this fight gets stopped, Morales wins by TKO.
Well, we don't have instant replay, but we should in a case like this.
No, we have it as televisors. We don't have it in our sport.
I have the fight even at 3 rounds apiece.
Pacquiao's coming out a lot stronger this round than he have in the previous 2 rounds, I mean. So he may have found something.
Pacquiao may have determined that he's able to fight with his eye in that shape, and that rekindles some of his will. Gives him the energy that he's shown in the early part of the round here. He's definitely won the first half of this round. Now Morales starts to counter and momentarily wobbles Pacquiao with an inside right hand.
My gosh, they're trading some strong punches too.
All right, come on, let's go.
They are trading some very good punches.
Right hand over the top by Morales. Right hands to the body.
Good right
Pacquiao
hand.
lands a sizzling left. Pacquiao with a 4-punch combination.
Definitely has the quicker hands.
Let's go. Come on, get up. Bring out, come on, bring out.
Great body shot by Morales.
Yeah, that's what he needs to do the whole fight right there.
Get him out. All right, break out. Let's go.
Got one in just under the belt line. Cortez let him have it.
Oh.
Great right hand lead.
Oh.
Wobbles Pacquiao again.
Well, Pacquiao took that punch very good, though.
You know, Morales has never been a big puncher, Roy.
No, that was a good shot.
He just beat you down.
He's a willful guy, that's for sure, as he hammers that right hand down the chute and goes back to the body with a vicious shot that all but doubled Pacquiao over.
Yeah, that had to hurt real bad.
Great left hand by Morales stops Pacquiao in his tracks. Right hand wobbles him again. Morales senses a chance. Pacquiao comes back. Got to be careful about letting your hands go against Pacquiao, but Morales feels strong now. What a brilliant round.
considered the puncher has always used Reyes of puncher's gloves in America. But his promoter allowed to be written into the contract that he would use a different type of glove called winner's gloves, which is not considered a puncher's gloves, the glove favored by Morales. Nobody can say how that affects this fight, whether that diminishes Pacquiao's power or not, but it's something that has to be pointed out.
I just got one question. Why wouldn't Manny Pacquiao want to wear a puncher's glove?
He did want to wear the puncher's gloves, but his promoter did not talk to him about it before he signed the contract agreeing to use the gloves that Morales wanted.
Good stiff jab by Morales.
CompuBox numbers since the headbutt in round 5. Morales 83 out of 208 for 40%. Pacquiao 53 out of 245 for 22%. Only makes sense that Pacquiao, as he becomes a little more desperate, might not land as at high a rate.
I just want to recover that territory. It was Pacquiao who wanted the puncher's gloves, which he's always used. Morales didn't. And Pacquiao's promoter was snookered into agreeing to use Morales' gloves in the contract for this fight.
Well, of course, the fascinating reversal there then is that Pacquiao, the Filipino, wanted to wear Mexican gloves, and Morales wound up tricking him into wearing Asian gloves.
When you're taking this many punches and as clean shots as they have been taking and landing tonight, it really doesn't matter. I don't care what kind of gloves they got on. This will be a bloodbath regardless, and it will be just like it's happening right now.
Hard right hand by Pacquiao drove Morales back. Erik Morales is hurt right now. Manny Pacquiao finally got in that big punch he's been looking for.
But does he have the energy to finish it? Because he did land a good shot.
He got another one in there. Another left hand, and now Morales goes forward. Erik Morales can't stand to be hurt. He has to go back at his guy.
That's two true warriors in here.
Oh, stop.
And Pacquiao just doesn't stop.
Pacquiao lands another straight left hand. Morales instantly tries to come back again. This has turned into a good round for Manny Pacquiao, partially because Morales is affording him opportunities.
Let him keep coming first, and he's not going to stop coming.
Now Morales wants his moment. Drives Pacquiao back with a jab and a right hand. Manny takes advantage of the chance to flurry and pops Erik with a right and a left at the end of the round, and Morales wobbles to his corner. 22 out of 46, doubled Pacquiao, who landed 11 out of 42. If you believe in Harold Letterman's scorecard, then you believe Manny Pacquiao needs a knockout to win. Erik Morales, if he stands up, is going to be the winner if Harold's got it right. And now, in addition to all the bleeding, Pacquiao's right eye has begun to swell shut.
And it's bleeding really, really bad now.
And that could give Morales some great chances with his jab and his left hook.
But it doesn't seem to be bothering Pacquiao because he just shot a beautiful straight left hand out there.
Hey, as a teenager, Manny Pacquiao sold stolen cigarettes on the streets of Manila just to try to survive. So he's been through tougher than this.
Yes, he has.
Morales seems to sense that his job is to stand up. He's still fighting, but he's staying more out of harm's way.
Whoa.
Hard right hand by Morales. Steps into the fray again. Pacquiao pushing Morales off to try to get punching room. Morales is using that jab over and over, sensing that Pacquiao may have trouble seeing with the right eye. Good straight right hand by Morales and a left hand inside by Manny. You know what that means. Blood starts to flow again. More than a minute left in the round.
People may
Great combination by Morales.
People may wonder if...
Oh, good body shot.
If Barrera handled Morales twice and Pacquiao demolished Barrera, why is Morales doing so good against Pacquiao?
Because styles make fights.
In part because styles make fights, in part because he's so big and strong now at this weight that he takes such a good punch that it keeps him in the game.
And in part because he's always fighting Marco Antonio Barrera in some sense or another. And this was his chance tonight to beat a guy who had badly beaten Barrera, which in his view would be a victory over Marco.
All right, bring on. Bring on.
Pacquiao is going to need to be more active and more dynamic in the 12th round if he's going to create the knockout he appears to need.
The featherweight division is a gift that keeps giving to boxing, and this is no exception.
Harold Letterman had Morales winning the 11th, further sealing the deal on the notion that if Pacquiao's going to win, he'll need a knockout to do it.
Not out of the question now.
I have it 6 rounds to 5 for Morales.
Pacquiao's never had a knockout after the 10th round, and it's going to be extremely difficult to do it against the taller, extremely resilient Morales. But again, as Roy said, not out of the question. And then, of course, the judges have confounded us before. But in this instance, I think the tactical advantage has been clear enough.
I can't conceive of the judges going against Morales.
He switches southpaw, lands a couple of right hands, puts himself in harm's way, though, against Pacquiao's left hand.
Yeah,
and takes a big one.
I don't know why he would fight Pacquiao
Why in the world would he switch southpaw?
That seems dumb to me. I don't understand that.
His father told him, don't do anything stupid. Please be cautious. He switched southpaw and got hit by a massive left hand. I think Morales wants to fight.
Yeah, I know he wants to fight.
Oh my gosh. Talk about going into the jaws of the lion.
This is a picture that doesn't need any captions.
Morales is just being stubborn here, won't turn back because he turned, and he's not going to let Pacquiao get the best of him like this, and this is crazy because he's giving the fight away like this, I think.
Guys, there's nothing like boxing, and there are no athletes like fighters.
We can call this March Gladness.
Absolutely. There's nowhere else in sport you'll find greater passion, greater intensity, greater courage, greater commitment, greater sheer guts than what these two guys are showing you. This is boxing at its best.
See, he's just stubborn. He just means he's not going to be out there from the southpaw position. I don't know why he would do this. That was crazy of him to even do that.
What a fight!
Nobody is going to ask for their money back. Nobody is going to ask for their money back.
That may be the best two fights back-to-back that I ever seen.
Unbelievable. What a night in Las Vegas. And in your living room.
Do we want to see this one again?
Well, I have a hunch we might. Just a wild hunch. Harold Letterman gives the 12th round to Pacquiao, and clearly Pacquiao deserved the 12th off those massive left-hand shots that Morales set up for him by turning southpaw in the middle of the round.
Yeah, it was crazy. When you turn southpaw against the southpaw, he's better at hitting you from the southpaw stance than you are hitting him.
You're opening up your chin.
I wouldn't understand why he do it. Like right here, he throws a jab, he counters the jab with a beautiful overhand left. You can't ask to get hit with a better punch than that. So why would you turn southpaw at a time like that?
That was seconds after he turned
beats him to the punch with a right hook. I mean, you can't outbox a southpaw by turning southpaw this late in the fight. You're tired, you're gonna make mistakes, and he's best at this. That was crazy.
It was as if he was saying, all right, Manny, you need a knockout. I'll give you a chance at it.
Yeah.
Let's see if you can do it. Hit my chin. Amazing. Let's take a look at the three judges who are charged with the responsibility of sorting this one out. All veterans, all terrific. Chuck Champa, one of the best. You see his scorecard for Barrera in the second Barrera-Morales fight. He scored for the winner. It was controversial. Dave Moretti, famous all the way back to some great fights in years past. Scored De La Hoya Sturm for De La Hoya, as did all three judges. And Paul Smith had Barrera-Morales 3 a draw, which a lot of media people thought was a very good scorecard. But at the end of the day, Barrera was the winner of that one. And Michael Buffer has the secret. Let's find out who won.
Ladies and gentlemen, here at the MGM Grand, we saw two of the best fighters, not just in this division, but pound for pound in the world today, have the courage to face each other. A round of applause for both of these gladiators. We go to the scorecards. Paul Smith, Dave Moretti, and Chuck Champa all have the same score. 115 to 113 to the winner by unanimous decision. De la Zona Norte, Tijuana, Mexico, Erik, el terrible
A close fight.
Thank you very much, Jim. Congratulations. Erik, what was your plan coming into this fight to neutralize his left hand?
¿Cuál fue tu plan para esta pelea para evitar la izquierda de él?
Bueno, hicimos unos cambios diferentes a los otros peleadores mexicanos que habían peleado con él. El estilo un poco más mexicano, más tranquilo, más reservado, con movimientos reservados, pero con golpeo, contragolpe rápido.
My plans was, because I fought some of the left-handed, but I knew this guy was quick and whatnot. We wanted to jab, bob and weave, but real carefully using the jab.
When he suffered that cut on his eye, did you think the fight was going to go to distance?
Cuando él sufrió esa herida en el ojo, ¿pensabas tú que la pelea iba a llegar a la distancia?
Una herida en la ceja no es tan importante, ¿no? Se puede parar, puede durar toda una pelea. Estaba muy enfocado en seguir golpeándolo, abrirlo más. La verdad no, mi intención era terminar la pelea bien, no estaba esperanzado a la pura cortada, pero todo me salió bien.
Yeah, a cut like that is very dangerous for the opponent. But my plans wasn't focusing on them stopping the fight, was to punish him.
Was he tougher than you thought he was? Because he took a lot of your heavy punches too.
¿Tú crees que él es más fuerte de lo que tú pensabas? Porque él aguantó unos golpes durísimos de ti.
Sí, aguantó bastantes golpes buenos. Creo que tiene buen aguante. Sin embargo, su golpeo es respetable. No es tan noqueador como decían, pero bueno, es fuerte.
Yeah.
Y antes que otra cosa suceda y esto se me acabe, quiero agradecer a toda la gente que creyó en mí. Quiero agradecer a Top Rank por esta pelea. Yo creo que a la gente le gustó. Este es el tipo de peleas que queremos para la gente.
Yeah, he was a tough guy. I hit him with everything, and we knew he was tough. And we had to work hard to beat him. I wanted to thank Top Rank for this fight, and this is the fight that a lot of people wanted to see.
Do you feel vindicated, restored in the eyes of your fans after the losses to Barrera?
¿Te sientes tú reivindicado y restaurado en los ojos de tus fanáticos después de la derrota con Barrera?
Yo le doy las gracias a Top Rank por el apoyo que me ha dado y regresarme al ring con esa pelea. La gente es quien decide en qué nivel me pone. Creo que hoy la arena estuvo bastante satisfecho por la pelea que hizo Manny, Pacquiao y yo. Y fue un gusto estar aquí de nuevo.
Yes, absolutely feel vindicated because the Top Rank, my promoters, they put me in one of the fight the way I would prove and I would show, and you can see the crowd here and the way the fight went, that this is what they want.
Would you give him a rematch, or would you prefer to fight Barrera for a fourth time?
No lo sé. La gente decide. Como vieron, yo regreso al ring. Yo estoy aquí por la gente. Me gusta dar el espectáculo. Pude tratar de hacer otra pelea, sin embargo me paré al intercambio de golpes y aún en los últimos rounds cuando no tenía necesidad, a la gente es lo que le gusta. Si la gente quiere ver la 4, pues ya veremos, si no, hay muchas peleas interesantes.
It's hard to say. The public is going to really have the final say. They want some tough fights. I could have taken it easy at the end of the fight because I was ahead, but the public wants this, and if they want the fourth fight, we'll do it.
But you really liked to stand toe-to-toe with him in the 12th round, even if you thought you won the fight, didn't
Pero
you?
tú te gustó cambiar golpe con este hombre, aunque sabiendo que estabas ganando, todavía quisiste fajarte.
¿Le gustó?
Did you like that?
I love you.
Gracias.
Gracias. All right, Manny Pacquiao. Salamat.
All right, thank you.
That's thank you in Tagalog for a good fight. Why was he more difficult for you than Barrera?
I missed that one. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Why was he more difficult for you, Manny, than Barrera?
It's big because it's hard for me because he's different style against Barrera. So Morales is slugger, is boxer. So he throw straight straight to the body, straight to the head, and he have uppercut. So it's very different from Barrera.
Was his size a problem for you?
Oh, the size not problem. That's my regular weight. And comparable weight. That's 130 pounds.
Were you surprised that he took some of your best punches?
Yeah, our success we using winning. So.
And I wanted to ask you about the gloves. Do you think that had you been given the puncher's gloves that you normally wear, Reyes gloves, that you would have had a better chance to do damage?
I think if we're using our clitoris gloves, I think I knock him out.
Why weren't you able to use your gloves? How did that happen that your promoter gave that edge away?
Under the camp of Morales, they request that gloves, and then the Nevada Athletic Commission they want to use me winning gloves because Morales he wants to use winning gloves.
But you could have used your gloves. The rule, there's no longer a rule that you have to use the same gloves as the opponent.
All right. Yeah, that's right. But you know, we follow the decision of the Nevada the promoter. That's
You can use your gloves if you want, if it's not in the contract, but it was in the contract that we were winning gloves.
Was that a mistake to put that in the contract?
We were never asked.
actually I do not know that, and you know.
All right. Let's go, Manny, to when you hurt your eye. The referee in round 5 ruled that it was a punch. You tell us what you think happened.
Right there.
Oh yeah, that's a headbutt. You know, that's a headbutt, but you know the decision of the referee is punch. So a hit in punch. So
what was the doctor saying to you when they took time out? Because he took a long time to look at your cut.
I did not hear that what he's saying. That you know what he said, and then he said, "You want to continue the fight or stop?" He said, "You want?" He said, "Yeah."
Did it affect you in the fight?
The fight, yeah, very effective. That's cut because that one eye can see, you know.
You couldn't see out of that eye?
Yeah, I couldn't see. But you know, I do my best, and then you know, I gave a great fight. You know, people loves this fight. You know, I do my best. I try my best to win the fight. You know.
Manny Pacquiao felt that he was forced to wear winning gloves, which reduced his effectiveness. He is wearing his more favored Reyes gloves, which he feels is a puncher's glove, which will increase his chances tonight.
Oh, Manny waiting to get out of the gates.
Yeah, he'll come running right across, folks.
Fireworks from Mandalay.
Scheduled for 12.
He'll run into a great fighter right across the ringside.
Both fighters wearing white trunks, but it shouldn't be too hard to tell them apart. Erik Morales on the left side of your screen. Manny Pacquiao, the pride of the Philippines. The southpaw. Manny's got the flames on his trunks near the bottom.
And we're seeing a much more fit, much more solid Morales than was the case last we saw him against Raheem.
He's trying to do something that never been done, is with 4 different weight classes. From Mexico, he's tied Julio Cesar Chavez with championships in 3 different weight classes. One of the great talents of our time, Erik Morales. And Manny Pacquiao, one of the most exciting boxers of any time.
And very composed the way Manny's coming out. Surprised to see the discipline this early with the energy.
Both fighters came in tonight at 140 pounds.
The difference is that Erik Morales actually looks completely different than he did yesterday at the weigh-in. You know, he just looks like death at those weigh-ins when he has to get down to weight. And he looks so much better and so much more himself when he gets into that ring.
You know, what they worked on in camp, I know Freddie Roach was working with Manny to use his right hand a lot more in the fight. He's jabbing a lot more. Before it was a lot of jab, jab, left, jab, jab, left. They want him to really utilize that right more often.
This place is absolutely electric. Filled to the rafters.
Pacquiao beginning now to start to put some punches together. His speed of hand should give him an edge in that department over Morales.
Much more reserved than we usually see Manny come out. Indeed, working the right hand, trying to throw punches to the body. Right hand over the top for Pacquiao. Morales boring forward. Oh, good combination from Morales. Pacquiao's in trouble. Steps out of it, acknowledges, he shakes his head.
Straight punches from Morales.
Woo! All it took was the first really good punch from Pacquiao, and Erik just doesn't like that. He refuses to be hit hard.
He just got hit hard 3 times.
You know, another thing he worked on was a lot more of a body attack, which he was going to a little bit earlier. Let's hope Pacquiao, I should say, sticks to his plan.
Oh, it started slow, but it's right where it was a year ago already. What a fast round, lightning fast. It's speaks for itself.
Muy bien.
In Morales' corner.
No bajes tu guardia. No bajes tu guardia para nada. Tienes que balancearte con tu guardia arriba. Échame la toalla.
Keep your head moving. Don't let it stop moving for nothing. Keep up with the jab. Counter.
All right, there you see Morales coming in, forcing Pacquiao to give ground. That good right hand that hurt Pacquiao in the round. Pacquiao was backed up into the ropes and appeared to be in trouble there for a few moments. It started with a big right hand by Morales. Actually, it started with a big right hand by Pacquiao, and Morales decided to come right
inside, okay? Body work's working well. Keep to the body.
Freddie Rich encouraging that body work. Other than the strong combination Morales unleashed towards the end of the round, I like the body work and the counter hooks Pacquiao was throwing in the first.
Round 2 scheduled for 12. Manny Pacquiao on the left side of your screen.
And you saw in the corner, a different corner for Erik Morales this time. Remember, his father had always been in his corner. He replaced his father for this fight with Jose Luis Lopez. And so that's why there's some question as to how Erik might react tonight in a different situation. But it's a different set of cornermen that he has here this evening.
And it's a different corner for Pacquiao as well compared to the chaos we saw last time. Counter punching for Pacquiao to the body. That stung a little bit. Erik says, bring it on. Erik has a tendency, when he gets riled up, he wants to get into a war. He'll take it.
Well, he was also saying, keep him up, because he felt he got hit low.
And we mentioned the change in corners for Morales. He also changed training camps. He normally trained high up in the mountains in Mexico. He trained his locale. He changed his locale for this fight to a different training location. So after the disappointment of the Zahir Rahim exclusion into the lightweight ranks, he really changed up.
Well, that was a disappointing loss and a bad loss for him. He's back at 130 now.
Nice hard shot by Pacquiao.
Yeah.
And this crowd reacting to
Morales to Pacquiao. Morales is countering now. Now up against the ropes. This is Pacquiao's type of fight. And Morales is agreeing to do it as well.
Yeah, because Morales can fight this fight too. But against Pacquiao, he's going into a guy who's got tremendous firepower.
Morales naturally the bigger man and has to deal with the unorthodox southpaw style.
One thing to remember though, is Pacquiao now's been...
Oh!
Left hand! Morales
Big left hand for Morales.
I don't know how he stayed up.
Morales has the heart of a lion.
Here comes Morales.
Only Marco Antonio Barrera had ever put Morales down, but Morales was very close there.
And even then, Rich, I remember that was a controversial drop to the canvas. That was a big left hand from Pacquiao. Really got the crowd with speed here.
It's furious. It's furious inside that ring.
Watch your heads.
Everybody's standing. Final 10 seconds of round 2, and Morales almost went down.
Oh, a huge right hook.
Right hand for Morales right at the end.
Wonderful round. Big scoring round for Manny Pacquiao.
Well, that was a rare sight. That was an Erik Morales truly hurt.
Nice body work, son. Yeah. Watch your balance, okay?
All right, let's take a look at it. You're going to see a big shot from Manny Pacquiao. He got hit, first of all, by Morales. Drove him back into the ropes. Morales, after a pretty good first round, but then... Well, here you see Morales again, backing up Pacquiao. But the big punch of the round was scored by Pacquiao. There it is. The beautiful left cross that sent Morales staggering across the rim.
And I got to tell you, those ropes weren't there, Rich. I think he goes down.
Presiónalo.
Vamos, sale, tiempo.
No sense of panic in the corner of Morales. Obviously, consummate professional.
Round 3. These two didn't come in here to play patty cake tonight at all.
Got to remember to breathe, man.
I know.
I'm holding on to my heart here.
Everybody else is too.
You know the thing with Pacquiao, Rich, is that he's obviously got an unorthodox style, but he always seems to be a little off balance. So when he gets hit, it seems like it has a greater effect because his body physically moves so much once he gets hit. And it doesn't necessarily mean he's as hurt as he is.
No, and he sometimes, of course, he works that to his advantage too by giving you some different angles. Now Morales is coming back.
Answering with great counter punches.
Right on the chin. Morales, I mean, he's one of the best you've ever seen. Just because he gets staggered.
Oh, he's as tough as they come.
There's never anybody tougher. Guarantee you that. Round 3, folks. Rounds will be flying by. I don't think anybody inside that ring is thinking about 12 rounds.
And you know, Alan, to add to that, as tough as they come and with world-class ability, sometimes they don't go hand in hand.
And Manny Pacquiao is a pretty tough puncher himself. Here he comes on the attack.
That was a lightning-like left by Pacquiao that was really sharp and crashed into Morales' face.
Morales on the attack. Pacquiao looking to Kenny Bayless for some relief. Not going to find it there. Now they meet the center of the ring. Left jab from Morales. Another jab.
Morales shooting that jab like a laser. Really being accurate with it tonight. Pacquiao stalking.
In the corner. Under 1 minute in the third round. Uppercut from Morales and a combination to the head. Pacquiao covering up and then he says, bring it on.
Hey, these two guys want to fight.
These two are warriors. This is as close as you're going to get to gladiators.
Look at Morales throw his hands down and says, is that all you got? Pacquiao coming back. A lot of time left. I'll tell you what, if you don't like this matchup, you need to find another sport to watch.
It doesn't get better than this. And I'll tell you another thing. Pacquiao can do this all night. And Morales looks like he's in great shape, so we're in for a fun fight.
Final seconds. Round 3.
Both fighters trying to close out the round big.
Tell you what, if you go by Corrales against Castillo and Morales against Pacquiao, Durham against Gilly Shaw makes for pretty good fights.
Izquierda, derecha, cruza. No dejes la iniciativa a él.
Don't let him get
Trata de
on his
llevarlo a las
punches.
cuerdas. Que él no te lleve a ti, que tú lo lleves a él. Que tú lo lleves a él. ¿Sí? Llaveando y tranquilo.
Well, let's take a look at the action in round 3. Good crisp right by Morales, but Pacquiao that time countered very well with an overhand left of his own. Look at the stiff jab that Morales possesses. That is a
Double jab, left hand in the body, come back to your hook.
Round 4. The place is electric at Thomas & Mack. Two great warriors putting on a show through 3 rounds. Give and take on both sides. Round 4. I'm surprised people sat back down.
After 3 rounds, I have Manny strong, very much ahead. I think he's bringing the fight. I think he's being very aggressive, and he's landed the more telling blows.
Nice combination there for Pacquiao.
Case in point. I think Morales has done great with some counter punches, but not enough to steal the rounds in my eyes.
I thought by this time in their first fight that Morales was already taking control of the fight, taking control of the style of the fight.
Nice left hand from Morales. Pacquiao firing jabs too, like Freddie Roach was asking to do. Nice sportsmanship there, touching gloves.
Oh yeah, these guys respect each other.
Good combination from the Mexican.
Pacquiao showing more movement in this fight too, and changing up with his attack, not just throwing his right jab and following it with the big left. He was kind of predictable in that last fight as that last fight evolved.
No, you're right, Rich. Everything was a jab, jab, left. Jab, jab, left. Showing a full arsenal of attack tonight. Nice
beautiful jab by Morales. Wow.
Morales is awesome with his skills. And Pacquiao has never looked better. Both fighters at the top level of their game tonight. Uppercut. Both love to fight. They love it. Both born to fight.
Hard shots by both fighters. I don't know if this one can go in the distance, gentlemen. I know we've got warriors on our hands, but exchanging bombs like this,
it's still early.
And neither of these two is the kind that will submit, though.
Counter from Morales. Constant action from both fighters. Pacquiao up on his toes a little more. Good movement. Final 10 seconds. Oh, good combination at the end for Morales. He's really accurate tonight. Very accurate.
Morales very sharp in that last round. There you see him doubling up on the jab. Pacquiao saying no, it was nothing, but really his jab was something in that last round. There you see it again. Beautiful work by Erik Morales with his jab in that last round. I thought it was enough to win him the round. There he's actually backing Pacquiao up. Very calm, Freddie Roach.
Los golpes de él yendo para atrás no son fuertes.
¡Tiempo! You know, Rich, you point out that jab, and if Morales sticks to that, it's going to be a difficult, long night for Pacquiao to break through that barrier.
Exactly what he has to do. We're now round 5. Rounds blazing by, just like the blazing fists of these two brilliant fighters, touching gloves. Boxing at its best.
I get the feeling that, you know, these are two guys that, you know, 20 years from now, if they were up in the same city, they'd say, hey, let's go to the gym and spar around.
Oh, good left hand from Morales. Really snapping Pacquiao. It's that left, that hard charging left. Morales is doing the trick.
Yeah, Pacquiao's going to have to use his power now. Morales is finding a home for the jab. And let me tell you, that's no mean feat against the southpaw.
Oh, and a beautiful left hand from Pacquiao. And Morales took it right on the chin and took it well. Pacquiao refusing to get hurt. He's getting away from his head movement and the body attack that he had in the first couple of rounds, Rich. And that was really working for Manny.
If he can't stand himself there and let there is showing some movement from the left.
Right hand.
And that's when Morales unleashed the right.
Beautiful counter jab.
Another right hand, Morales. Then a combination. Pacquiao coming back with a flurry, but really hard, accurate punches in this round for Morales. If you let him get off with that right hand, you're in big trouble. Going to the body, Pacquiao. Look at Pacquiao coming back with a flurry, but not that effective. Little footwork problem there for Morales. I tell you what, if you had to invent a perfect boxer, it'd pretty much be like Morales.
Textbook all the way around, Ryan. That laser jab is unbelievable tonight.
Plus he has all the intangibles too. I mean, the great heart and warrior spirit.
The great chin, exactly right.
The only thing I ever complain about with Erik Morales is God gave him too big a nose to be a boxer.
He does have a prominent nose.
But he takes it well. He takes it. Pacquiao's coming down.
Could he steal the round?
Oh, that's a good left from Pacquiao. Hard punch. Coming up on 30 seconds left as these rounds fly by. Pacquiao coming back stronger at the end of this round. Another left hand landed there for Pacquiao. What a great heart he has as well. As that left jab from Morales.
Oh no, what are the judges going to do with this round?
I have no idea.
This is a tough round to score, gentlemen.
Puedes soltarle la izquierda, izquierda, izquierda y la derecha, en lugar de hacer arriba, ahora cámbiase la de ópera.
When you get inside, throw the right, come up with the uppercut, go back to the body.
Taking a look at the head kick action from round number 5. Morales was controlling it with his jab, but then Pacquiao started to come back and landed some big shots, especially that beautiful left cross, which of course is his
behind the jab. When he's on the ropes, you drop down to the body. Okay? Manny, you back him up with the jab.
Freddie Roach invaluable in the corner because he presents a calm presence in all of the chaos.
All right, seconds, let's go.
This fight is flying by.
Freddie Roach, such a great father figure partner to Pacquiao. Freddie didn't always get along with his own father. He wanted more out of him as a boxer than Freddie was willing to give or could give. He's telling Pacquiao to work the jab.
Well, he was trained by the great Eddie Fuchs, Freddie, and then he was an assistant trainer to Eddie Fuchs, so he learned a lot. And he was really ready when it came time for him to be a head coach.
Right hand from Morales.
Through 5 rounds, I have Erik Morales up by a point. How about you, Manny?
I have Manny Pacquiao up by a point.
Pacquiao coming on. Back a good right hand for Pacquiao.
You know,
left hand for Pacquiao. Hard punches. Now Manny's unleashing. How about letting your hands go?
You just saw the speed. That's what Pac-Man has. It's
talk
a
about
tough commodity.
He seemed to kick it into an extra gear.
Erik can really take a shot.
Manny came out in the 6th round like he was down 5 rounds. Halfway finished, round 6. We'll see who takes the latter part of the round now. We've been seeing these back and forth rounds.
Rich, you know what makes these rounds so difficult to score is Manny will connect with a hard shot, but then Morales, hurt or not, answers with a combination of punches, some that land, some that don't, so it makes it very difficult to figure out who's hurt and who's not.
Morales gets very insulted.
Yes, he's a proud man. What an exchange.
Manny backing up Morales.
Pacquiao's having a brilliant round.
Morales just countered.
Huge left hand.
Look at Manny's speed.
That had to be one of the hardest punches Morales has ever been hit with, that left hook.
Manny just let it out this round, folks.
Manny kicked it into another gear.
Right hand from Morales.
Pacquiao didn't like that one. He rubbed at his nose when he ate that leather.
Well, if he keeps his head still, Morales will eat him up with that 1-2 combination. And beautiful attack to the body.
10 seconds coming up. What a round 6 for Pacquiao.
This is Pacquiao's biggest round in the 2 fights with
You're exactly right, Rich.
Oh, and
And saved by the bell, and there's no pun intended there.
All right, let's take a look at Pacquiao's big round. A huge round for Manny, and he did it with both hands. There you see the left and the follow-up right. Later on in the round, the straight left forced Morales to give ground. And then that right near the end of the round, Manny Pacquiao was in complete control. And actually, you said saved by the bell, Mario. He was saved by Kenny Bayless when he ran into Bayless. Going down. He was going down.
That's twice now, Rich. He's been saved either by the ropes or by the ref. But Morales is a true champion. He will dig deep, and this fight just got extremely interesting.
Round 7.
You know, these fighters have touched gloves before every round. There's a great deal
I
of
don't think Manny Pacquiao's ever fought a better round in his career. He had everything working in that round. Everything. Not just power, but speed and combinations. And Erik Morales is going to have to find a way to counter that round with one of his own. But look at the speed of Pacquiao. A different fighter than the one we saw in the first fight, completely. No distractions, no organized corner, no promoter problems. Manny's digging in, and there comes Morales back over the top. Morales is making Manny go back.
It is absolute pandemonium inside this arena. I don't think I've ever heard anything like what I'm hearing right now in this arena.
This is a sheer-out roar. So much pride, so much at stake for these fighters. Countries behind them.
Morales digging in. Two great champions, two great warriors. Pacquiao now on the attack. It ebbs back and forth.
These guys are invading into Castillo Corrales territory now. This is getting unworldly.
Well, we already have a candidate for Fight of the Year.
Morales has been in many of these.
Oh, it's hard for me to contain the excitement.
Like the first one against Marco Antonio Barrera.
Pacquiao being dedicated to the body.
This is just breathtaking.
Left hand from Manny, but it didn't hurt.
Don't push, Manny.
Manny's speed is impressive. Can't emphasize that enough.
And Rich, to see a war like this with fighters of this caliber is so extremely rare.
1 minute left in a scorching hot round 7. Left hand jab, nice job. Pacquiao back with the combinations.
So fast with his hands inside when they're close.
Manny Pacquiao, when he was 11 years old, living on the streets of Manila, trying to survive. So this is nothing to him. This is just fun. And the poorest of the poor to a man making over $2 million in purse tonight.
Against a man who was born in the gym, grew up in a gym, lived in a gym.
And by the way, extremely poor area of Tijuana, Mexico.
Oh my goodness.
I believe another big round for Manny Pacquiao.
Perfílate bien y asiéntate bien.
Échale agua, échale. ¿Dónde?
¿Tienes cansado de las piernas?
Sí. You have to keep your legs moving. Keep giving them angles.
Erik gets a little worn down there.
Morales does look a little worn down.
If you take a look, again, that beautiful jab of Morales in the last round. Coming to the floor, you see it again, but Pacquiao answering back with a little right uppercut that surprised Morales.
I gave that round to Morales. Believe it or not. Because I don't get a vote.
I can believe it.
I don't know what fight you were watching, Al.
All right. Round 8.
Already, round 8.
These rounds are kind of being fought in sections, you know. One guy dominates for 30 seconds, and the next guy for 20, and the other guy for 15, and the other guy for 40.
It's extremely difficult to score.
Ebb and flow. Morales going to the jab. Manny going to the jab and the combination. Manny's really impressed me with his jab tonight. That has been the big difference.
The jab, the body work, the hooks to the body.
Right hand from Morales. There we go. Manny's speed counters. Pacquiao's added a few dimensions to his game, thanks to Freddie Roach.
Yes, he has, but that still may not be enough to beat Erik Morales.
Because you can't take away that jab that Morales has.
We're in the 8th round, and this is far from decided, folks.
Morales' great fights have been in fights where he's perceived as having a great challenge.
Right hand from Pacquiao. And that hurt. Morales got hurt.
You're right. Morales was playing possum. Playing possum. He fooled us all, including Pacquiao. That was a scorching right hand Morales threw. Man,
that was a savvy, crafty move. Baiting him in.
There's another dimension to talk about how crafty Morales can be. He just got tagged in the right hand. We'll see if he goes possum again. Countering again. Here we go. I don't know if people believe what they're seeing around here. They're standing with mouths agape. Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness. Artistry.
I really thought Morales was hurt.
And you know, if he is, he will never let you show.
Don't play poker with this guy. Manny's speed may be winning this fight for him.
He's putting 2, 3, 4 punches together. Morales' shots are coming one at a time.
30 seconds left in another hot round.
And the combination's coming so fast and so often. It's amazing you can keep up the pace.
Morales with a punch there again, but it's one punch. See, and Pacquiao answers back 3, 4, 5 shots at a time.
Huge punch by Pacquiao.
Now Morales answers. Final 10 seconds. You'll never get a better show, folks. It's not possible.
This is as good as it gets.
You gotta love both of them.
Relax! Huwag mong gawin yun! Huwag mong ulitin yun!
Calm down.
Ponle agua. Váyalo.
Get water over here. He needs water.
No brinques. Más sentadito.
Quit jumping into the punches. Be a little calm. Calm down a little bit there. Tony Morales in his corner.
As we take a look at the action from the last round, and it was red hot, but there's that big right hand. When Morales fooled everybody into thinking he was hurt, and he unleashed those 2 rights and drove Pacquiao off of him. What a shock that was, because it really appeared as though Morales was in deep trouble.
Then Pacquiao answers.
Okay, second up, ready.
Hooks, okay? Freddie Roach, by the way, also had to tell some of the people in his corner there to calm down, which was reminiscent of last year.
The anxiety has to be going on in Freddie Roach's corner.
This is an emotional fight, Alan. The emotion is unbelievable.
Round 9. I don't know if someone had a heart attack or something, but I wouldn't be surprised. There's a commotion up the stands. They're trying to get some help for somebody, but these 2 fighters don't have any help. It's up to each individual. That's what it makes this such a great sport. Nobody but you. Round 9. I may have a seizure before it's over with.
Oh man, I tell you what. Just draining.
It sure is, but you know what? We're in the 9th round. History being made tonight.
I can watch these guys fight all night.
They might.
was an interesting punch by Pacquiao. He leaned to the right and threw that
He
left
threw a
hand.
lead left hand. You don't see that.
He's making it up as he goes.
He's improvising in his fights.
Well, he has had more in his repertoire tonight. There's no question than he did a year ago.
Well, he knew he was going to need it if he had a chance against Erik Morales.
Work out.
Pacquiao abandoning the body attack a little bit, which was working so well for him. And at the same token, Morales abandoning the jab.
That one hurt Pacquiao. Pacquiao relaxed for some reason and stopped punching, and Morales took advantage of it.
That lead left. Take your pick.
Nice left hooks, right hooks with Manny. And he's taking Freddie Roach's advice and answering with a lot of hooks. Coming up with a lot of big hooks, which of course is a punch that hurt Morales in the earlier rounds. Morales, one tough hombre. Oh.
Did you ever think it would be Manny Pacquiao with the better combinations? I didn't.
He's surprising a lot of people.
Inside 30 seconds, round 9.
Well, he had to improve.
He did. How much more of that can Morales take?
He's got great willpower, but Pacquiao has great power.
Morales taking a breather. Could fatigue be setting in?
You put some pressure on him.
You know what?
Keep it.
You know what? Okay. You know what's up?
Échale.
Give him some water. Erik asking for more water.
Dale agua.
Muy cansado.
Asking, are you tired? Are you tired? He says, no, I'm fine.
Bien parado con tu guardia arriba. Okay? Yeah, he's okay. Morales in the early portion of the round pushing forward. That's when Pacquiao, I mentioned, stopped punching for some reason, and he got tagged by Morales. But at the end of the round, it was all Pacquiao all of a sudden. And a beautiful crisp left hand. Pacquiao showing movement, showing different combinations, showing some angles.
And I'll tell you what, both fighters looked a little winded in the corner, but you can't blame them.
Pacquiao working a double jab. Round 10, we're down to the nitty-gritty of this fight. 3 rounds to go. A new and improved Manny Pacquiao. But will it be enough to beat Erik Morales?
You know, the thing is, in the corner, Morales seemed to be the most calm presence in the entire arena here. I think he probably understands what's going on in there. He's trying to figure out a way to stem this tide if he can.
If there's anybody that can figure it out, it's Morales. That's another one of those intangibles you talk about. He has a great mind for the sport.
Both of these fighters are intelligent fighters. Executing their game plans is another thing. Oh, vicious body attack by Pacquiao.
Morales was getting away from a lot of those punches.
They did a good job.
The crowd is very excited, of course. They see, but Manny is throwing punches and bunches.
And the judges like active fighters.
Morales does look to be wearing down, but every time I think that, then he surprises me.
Answers with hard combinations.
It would take 2 or 3 minutes to run down the list of all the fighters he's taken on in his career, and you have to wonder at some point, does he actually start wearing down?
Alan, you make an excellent point because he's fought so many hard fights against so many elite fighters. and never really shown work away.
I think he's in a bit of a...
And we thought Morales was going down. Oh, and he does go down. He does go down.
Picking up the count at 8.
You okay? Morales, the heart of the champion, not giving up.
Just over a half minute to go. Plenty of time for Pacquiao if he can find the right time.
Oh, and a beautiful combination.
Down goes Morales.
The fight is over.
Has beaten Erik Morales.
Stoppage, Erik Morales.
It is absolutely deafening in here.
Absolute bedlam in here, and you can hear it all the way to the South Pacific. Manny Pacquiao has become the fighter that he needed to be to reach the top. They're going to do it again, Rich. They're going to do it again. Are you all right, Rich?
An amazing fight. I think I'll sit down.
Rich just collapsed into his chair.
There's the happy winner. He deserved it. He deserved this victory tonight.
I'd like to see the cards where it stood.
I had, at the time of the fight, after 9 rounds, I had Pacquiao ahead 87-84 by 3 points. And seemingly pulling away. I had given him the last 3 rounds.
They're still looking at Erik over here.
As we mentioned, we thought Erik was wearing down. And Pacquiao just unloaded. Big shots. There's that left to the side of the head that finally dropped Morales. Pacquiao coming forward. Tremendous shot. Great power that Manny has. He always had that power. But as you can see in this fight, Alan, this is a guy who became more than just a powerful fighter. Here's the end of the fight. Kenny Bayless doesn't bother to count. He calls it off. He became a complete fighter. That's what it's all about. A year ago, he was predictable in his fight. He threw some hard punches. He made it close, but he wasn't at his best. He needed to improve, and he did.
He needed more than what he was bringing into the ring to be the champion of Erik Morales' caliber. He caught Marco Antonio Barrera on a bad night when Marco didn't know what he was in for. Now the whole world knows what they're in for. And the king of the 130-pound division is Manny Pacquiao.
And he's a handful.
And he's a handful when he's got all those weapons he brought in tonight. I mean, the beautiful jab, the speed combinations, he knew what he was doing. Freddie Roach has done a great job with this fighter. He's taken a raw, pure power talent and turned him into a fighter, and albeit even a boxer when he has to be.
Well, he had a guy who not only had the power, but as you mentioned so many times during the course of the telecast tonight, Alan, the speed. So he had that God-given gift. And when you can hone both of those aspects, then you've got something special.
There's Michael Buffer.
Kenny Bayless steps in and calls a halt to the bout at 2 minutes 33 seconds of round number 10. The winner by TKO victory, Manny Pacquiao.
Final instructions from Vic Draculich. There are some fights that need no hype. The very nature of this matchup is totally ethereal. It's in a different realm, and this is the third one. I'm Alan Massengale with Mario Lopez. It is our thrill to be here at the Thomas & Mack Center in Las Vegas for Pacquiao Morales, number 3, and the crowd is electric.
I got to tell you right off the bat, Alan, Manny Pacquiao looks like a welterweight. He looks incredibly fit, as he always does, but thick. And he's ballooned up, I believe, to 144 pounds tonight.
15 pounds above the weigh-in yesterday. Morales put on 10 pounds since yesterday, but he is near, the Pac-Man is near welterweight status as he enters the ring. You're exactly correct.
Interested to see how that will affect him later on.
Combination for Pacquiao to the body of Morales. And Morales gives him a sly grin. Oh, good uppercut. Woo!
Oh, and Morales taking it extremely well.
And he didn't even budge. Our statistician here alongside tonight reminded me that the last knockout for Morales was Gudi Espadas in 04, and that's why he's gone to the Reyes gloves. Now Morales is on Pacquiao.
I remember that was back at the Staples Center in LA.
Every punch, every movement, the crowd is totally electric. Pacquiao, the world-famous southpaw, throws another body punch. That's what was so effective in the second fight. Manny Pacquiao, folks, only knows one way to fight, and it's not going to be boxing, I can tell you that. It's going to be fighting.
You talk about punches and bunches. It's combination after combination when he wants to let him go.
Morales changed his training. Morales looks small in there compared to Manny. I thought I'd never see that day.
What an ironic twist, because the story leading up to this was Morales, is he able to make the weight? He himself looked like a middleweight just months before this fight. He's gotten himself in tremendous shape, and Manny comes in looking as thick as ever.
I've never seen him this thick.
Oh, and a beautiful right hand counter hook by Manny Pacquiao. Morales taking it well right on the chin, and another one by Manny Pacquiao. And this added weight seems to have added even more pop to Manny Pacquiao's punches.
And then Morales is feeling it. Like I said, Morales trying to counter, but I don't know if he can match Pacquiao's power tonight. I've never seen him stronger. No.
This is the exact same thing from round one of the first fight. Morales, overall, is the more complete, technically skilled fighter, but you cannot deny Pacquiao's power, speed, aggressiveness. It's unparalleled.
And explosiveness.
Morales has already found Pacquiao's power and tasted it early on.
Final 10 seconds of a scintillating first round, which we come to expect another combination from Manny Pacquiao. Good round for Manny Pacquiao. Morales has been in retreat, as I don't know that he expected to come in against such a baby bull as Manny Pacquiao tonight.
A beautiful uppercut by Manny Pacquiao. And here comes the big right hook, I'm sure. Oh no, this is Morales coming out. There's the big right hook. And Morales felt that.
Round two, and I don't know if Morales can withstand those hard punches all night. He will have to find a way to outwork and outbox Pacquiao and keep him off of him, because Pacquiao is mighty strong, folks, tonight. Round two, scheduled for 12. There's a little jab and a combination from Morales. And don't count Morales' savvy out. At one second, Pacquiao fighting back and turning it into a counter.
Morales shaking it off, saying he's got nothing.
Here we go, just what we expected, and exactly what Manny Pacquiao wants.
Morales is too slick, too sly to get caught up.
Oh, good right hand from Morales and good counters, and Manny says, bring it on. The more you hit him, the more he wants.
And both fighters exchanging with running forward punches and acts of aggressiveness.
Morales tried to sneak a little uppercut right there at the end of that. Good round for Morales so far.
Which happens to be Morales' best punch.
Morales is doing what he needs to do best in this round. I think maybe he was caught a little bit surprised in round one by the guy who was facing. We haven't seen this Manny Pacquiao in the ring.
No, he hasn't. And Morales is one of the best is making adjustments and changing strategies if need be.
Morales wanting to show the world his good right hand, show the world that he's not done. Erik Morales never shied away from the best out there.
You can hear the punches from Manny Pacquiao landing. Nice counter by Erik Morales. Oh, and that is a knockdown by Manny Pacquiao. That is a knockdown by Manny Pacquiao. Erik Morales in the corner. And let's see if Manny Pacquiao, in his newfound physique, has enough to close the show. But Morales is not going to go down lightly.
Good right hand from Morales. Now he's holding and hitting. This is getting to be interesting, to say the least. Morales has gone down. He tends to get his dander up when he gets knocked down. He didn't seem like he was really wobbly, but he wants to come back and put Manny down if he can.
And this is a war, folks. We've got ourselves in a
Oh my gosh, this is what boxing's all about. This is the kind of career both these fighters have had. You put them in the ring, you get nothing but this. Explosiveness.
And I can't remember when I
right hand from Morales. The punches are coming so fast. There's a left hand from Pacquiao. It was a left hand that did it before.
Oh, another beautiful combination by Pacquiao. And Morales has got to keep his head moving if he wants to stay in this fight. And another combination. And nice landing by Erik Morales. And this is not the sort of fight that Erik Morales needs to be in.
Morales is talking to
Morales.
Manny on the way out.
Was it a knockdown or was it more of a slip? Morales coming forward. I'm going to say that's a legitimate knockdown.
I'll say so.
He came back with a vicious left hook. Here's a better angle, knockdown. And he didn't seem to be too off balance. No, that was right on the chin, and he went down. That was right on the chin, right on the jaw.
Right above the jaw, right
Bam! There. He brought that from left field. And with that power.
Here we go, round 3.
And Erik Morales must have heard me because he spit some water right at me between the rounds. We live in the same neighborhood. He also lives in Chula Vista, the bordering town to Tijuana. He moved about 1.5 miles from my parents' house. And you want to know the irony to that? That Marco Antonio Barrera bought a house recently in the same neighborhood.
Oh my goodness.
So go figure.
Here comes Morales trying to work behind his jab. Good body shot from Morales.
Beautiful body shot. Probably the best punch of the night from Morales so far.
I'll tell you what I found out about Morales. His new training has already made him stronger than I've seen him in quite a while.
Oh, man. And I'll tell you what, if he wasn't in such phenomenal shape, he would have been able to take the hard shots that he just took right now. And he's a little hurt. Those legs look a little wobbly.
Yeah, that was a strong left hand. Pacquiao going to the body, then back up, throws to the right hand. There goes Morales. Pacquiao covering up.
Have you ever seen the heart of a champion where he just refuses to go down? A beautiful right counter by Manny Pacquiao. And Morales is not going down, and Pacquiao urging him. So let's get ready. Let's do this.
He's doing exactly what Manny Pacquiao wants him to do.
Oh, and another beautiful right hook.
Now look at Manny trying to finish. Several shots to the head. Morales is stunned. Trying to shake it off, but he's been hurt. Pacquiao knocks him down.
That's the fight.
That's it.
That should be it.
That's it.
Stop it.
That's got to be it. Oh my gosh. Manny Pacquiao, so powerful. He can fight middleweight right now. Morales. Oh, he's got to get up.
Oh no. I don't know. He went down in a heap of trouble.
I don't know about this. What a heart. What a champion. Erik Morales gets up.
Oh, and another huge combination.
Morales' eyes are glazing over. He's still trying to throw. He's still trying to throw, and he's wobbly.
Manny Pacquiao looking unbelievable tonight, and Morales coming back with beautiful combinations.
Morales comes back.
Up.
Morales coming back with a combination.
And he needs to hold on, Alan. He needs to hold on. He needs to hold on for this round.
Incredible.
I can't believe he survived this round.
Incredible. 30 seconds, a long way left in this round.
And Manny Pacquiao teeing off.
Pacquiao leaving himself wide open. Morales doesn't have anything to counter with. He's trying to survive. Now he jabs and backs off. Unbelievable.
Morales, a true gladiator.
15 seconds. Down goes Morales again. Again, he's down.
And the look on Erik Morales' face looks like he doesn't want anymore. That's it. He called it a day. He says that's it.
Oh my gosh. Mario Lopez.
I've never seen.
Manny Pacquiao has just put himself in the class of best pound for pound in the world.
He's got to be ranked number. He looked like a young Mike Tyson in there.
Moves on. Let's take a look at the first knockdown right now. Bam, left hand, and I don't know how he got up from it. Just the heart of a champion. Here it comes. Little jab, and then a combination wide open right, dead on. And the last one coming up. This is what did it. Morales knew he shouldn't get up or he may be permanent damage. He's already wobbly at this point. Pacquiao's speed, his power, the way he was able to just drill straight in. An amazing, amazing night and an amazing performance. Manny Pacquiao will put butts in the seats. People want to see this. They want to see the most exciting, powerful fighter we have out there today. There's no doubt now about Manny Pacquiao and what he brings to the table. I don't care if you're a boxer, a puncher, to come up against quickness, speed, power, explosiveness like this man possesses. He can dominate, and he's just now coming into his prime. Let's hear the announcement from Michael Buffer.
The end comes in 2 minutes, 57 seconds of round number 3. The winner by knockout victory, the fighting pride of the Philippines, still champion, Manny Pacquiao.
Unbelievable tonight. How did you feel going into the first round?
I feel, relaxing. I'm waiting to his coming to me. He want to knock me out in the early round. That's what I heard. And then I'm waiting on that first round.
Now you look bigger than you've ever been, and you put on more weight after your weigh-in than you've ever been. It was rumored to be that you went up to 144 pounds, and there was concerns that you might be a little slower, which obviously wasn't the case. Was there any sort of struggle in making the weight this time?
It's not hard to make my weight. I want to balance how big Morales is, because he's big to me, and I don't want to look like I'm smaller than in the ring.
Did you think this fight was going to be as easy as it was? And did you predict in your mind this sort of victory to end this way?
Well, first, I didn't speak that I'm going to knock him out in early rounds. And I speak this fight is going to be a long fight and a good fight for us. And maybe it's bonus to me from God.
Now, after a victory like this, do you want to take some serious time off? And who would you love your next opponent to be?
Well, as of now, we take back home and we spend time with my family, and we celebrate all Filipino people, our victory.
Very nice. Now, you got Freddie Roach here, your trainer. Freddie, who would you like to see Manny face next if given the opportunity?
Well, yeah, everyone wants to see Barrera, of course, because, we beat Barrera. He has all the belts right now, and we want the belts.
Now, Manny looking as good and as strong as he is there any chance he could even move up yet another weight class? Has that been a consideration?
Well, he makes 30 pretty easily, and there's some big fights at 130 for him right now, so I think we'll stay here for a while.
Now, Freddie, what do you think that Manny did different in this fight as opposed to the first 2 fights where he was able to be successful so quickly?
After he landed a combination, he didn't stand right in front of the guy. He moved a little bit. And when you move a little bit on this guy, he's lost. And the speed was just too much.
Now, Manny, all your fans in the Philippines are watching right now. Is there anything you want to say to them?
All I say is first thanks for the God and giving me the strength tonight, and I would like to thank to all the Filipino fans, especially to all the Filipino community here in the United States. Thank you very much, and also to all the people around the world love boxing. Thank you to all your support with us. Thank you very much.
Manny, thank you very much. You fought an excellent fight. Congratulations tonight. Thank you, Freddie.
Thank you, Mario.
All right, thank you, Mario. Like I was saying, there was nobody to pull against in this fight tonight. And you see how charming. Manny has come such a long way, folks. His English is so good now. A young man who was basically an abandoned child living on the street with his brother when he was 12 years old in Manila, selling cigarettes to survive. A former Army captain took him in his home, saved his life, basically. And now he is the most popular person in that country and fast becoming one of the most popular boxers ever around the world. We can't express enough what it means to the Philippines to have this man, and he acknowledged the Philippines in his statement right there. The only sad thing about it is that we have to see the twilight now of the great Erik Morales' career. We want him to go forever and go forever, but nobody can beat Manny Pacquiao right now. And I don't believe anybody has a chance, especially at 130, against Manny Pacquiao. Can he move up? He certainly can. There's other people at 135, maybe even 140, but this is a guy that started, 108. All right, we want to get up to Mario now to talk to a man we admire, and we've certainly enjoyed all his work over the years. The great Erik Morales. We can't say enough about this young man, and I know he's disappointed. Mario, talk to the champ, will you, Mario? How you doing?
I'm great. I'm here with Erik Morales and, of course, his translator, Ricardo Jimenez. Erik, tell me about the Manny Pacquiao you faced tonight.
Hablando del que te enfrentaste hoy.
Rápido, fuerte. Como siempre, huracanador, desorganizado a la hora del ataque. Pero es un peleador fuerte, rápido, ¿no?
The same guy, very strong, very fast, came right what he does. That's what he always does, and he came right at me.
You fought so bravely, and you looked very game out there. Was there a point where you thought you might want to change your strategy, or were you going to fight the way Erik Morales fights his fight?
Le enseñaste, querías la pelea del choque, le enseñaste que tú también puedes pelear, que quizás hubiera sido mejor otra cosa, hacer otra cosa esta noche.
Tal vez, pero las condiciones no me ayudaban. No me ayudaron porque simplemente fue más rápido que yo, simplemente fue más fuerte que yo y bueno, tarde o temprano hubiera pasado lo mismo.
Sooner or later it was going to happen. Tonight he's a lot faster, a lot stronger than I was, and even if I would have changed something, sooner or later he's going to catch me.
Now, Erik, you looked great tonight. You looked in fantastic shape. You put up a very game fight. Are we going to look at any future Erik Morales fights in the future to look forward to?
Hay un futuro para Erik Morales después de ver, te vemos muy bien físicamente.
¿Quién sabe? Habría que verlo bien, platicarlo bien, valorar las cosas, ponerlas en una balanza. Pues yo creo que tal vez sea momento para ir a descansar a casa.
You have to think real hard about it. I'm going to take a long time to decide, but maybe it is time to go home and forget about it.
Do you feel that you can learn from this performance and that you can get better? And you looked so strong at this weight class. Is there even a consideration of moving up as well?
Tu físico, obviamente tu condición te estaba buena, pero quizá más para arriba ya estado mejor.
Tal vez, pero no, mira. Pacquiao es un 130, fuerte, rápido y resentí mucho el golpe. Resentí mucho los golpes. Tal vez ir a 135, los peleadores son más fuertes. Tal vez entonces correría más peligro. Y sinceramente, en toda mi carrera llevo más de 50 peleas. Solo 2 veces he estado en la lona. Y esta es la primera vez que realmente estoy por golpes fuertes, golpes a mi cuerpo, a mi cara. Entonces, no, tal vez no tenga caso. Y no es porque sea cobarde, simplemente he hecho grandes peleas, fuertes peleas, grandes desgastes físicos. Y he obtenido 3 títulos mundiales, segundo en la historia de México. He hecho muchas cosas, muchas defensas, más de 20 peleas de título mundial, enfrentarme a la mejor de cada división. Entonces yo creo que puede ser un buen momento para descansar.
You look at my career, all the great fights I had, only the second guy to win 3 titles in different divisions. You put everything in there, but I don't know, this guy hurt me tonight. It was at 130, and I felt his power, and I don't know if I should be going anywhere. 135, the guys hit a lot harder. I don't think I want to go there and put myself in any danger. I think it's just a good time right now to think about it and decide what we want to do, and probably think about staying home.
Well, Erik, I want to thank you personally as a big, huge fan and all your millions of fans out there. You always fought like a champion. You always went out like a champion. You always made everyone very proud. I want you to take this opportunity to talk to your fans and say a message that you'd like to say to them.
Claro, sí, pues entendido. Gracias. Un saludo a toda la gente. Muchas gracias por todo su apoyo. Muchas gracias por estar presentes en cada una de mis peleas. Y bueno, fue un gran gusto, un gran placer estar con ustedes.